Special Masters from the Porn Stars of People podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening and becoming your entertainment choice during this crazy time, the coronavirus and the global pandemic. We appreciate all your support and love, and we extend it back to you. Please be responsible out there in all the ways that you know you should and need to be. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We really appreciate your support. Porn Stars of People podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Alex Jett.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
I had just had you take apart a lamp for some reason.
It was fun. Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, in my head, it's like that moment in every like war.
Yeah.
And like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where they like take the gun apart.
Right, that's true.
No, but it was way faster than I thought it was going to be. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, lamps don't have a whole lot of parts, or at least that one didn't.
But you won. Not to ruin
the
surprise for everybody, but you won. You beat a professional stuntman.
I did. Nathan Bronson has been in porn for forever, so at least I beat him at something. Yeah. Finally.
How long have you been in porn?
only 2 years as of January 15th. So
what is the so you have a porniversary?
I do. Yeah, it was January 15th. It was awesome.
That's the first time you got paid to do porn.
It was. Yep.
That's
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
How much content do you get done in 2 years?
I've shot 201 scenes.
Wow.
I've shot 201 scenes.
Now
that's paid.
Was that a goal that you were trying to get? Like, why do you have that number so readily available?
Because I actually I write down every single scene I've ever been in. On a list.
You're this qualified.
Exactly.
This coordinated.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I have literally all my scenes, who I worked with, who it was for, how much I got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Now, have you been in 201 scenes? After how many scenes do you get to bump your rate?
I just bumped it now, to be honest.
After 200?
After 200.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, because the standard entry-level porn thing, even old school guys will take it, because it's not like a lot, but it's just kind of like standard male pay.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can be more choosy now that I direct also, and that pays a lot more.
Sure.
I decided to up it a little bit.
Nice.
So not work for less.
That is fun. That is fun when you do send that first email of like, hey, I make this much now.
Yeah.
And then you kind of know that they're gonna say yes because they've asked for you specifically. That's
absolutely, fun. And it's always people I've shot with before in the past. So
that's my background. I'm a comedian, so I finally had that moment where one year I was like, you know what, I make more now.
Yeah, exactly, right, no doubt.
And then because I remember the response, and it was like, because I'd been doing this show for like 3 or 4 years, and they're like, it's so cute that you just raised your own rate. That you just gave yourself a raise. How cute. It's like,
that's good.
Hell yeah, I did. So you said you're from Bay Area.
I am. Yep.
And then now I don't know California enough. So what's the area that you live now is technically LA or?
It's LA. Yeah. It's Woodland Hills is kind of like a little bit, I guess, to the east and north of like downtown LA.
Sure.
It's known as the Valley, the San Fernando Valley.
Right, the Porn Valley.
Yep.
What
exactly.
do you gain and lose LA to San Francisco? Like what can't you do in LA that you were doing big in San Francisco?
Nothing.
It's all the same?
I mean it's pretty much the same, but like the cool thing about LA is this is where all the porn is.
Sure.
Like the one thing you can't do in San Francisco is shoot porn.
Yeah.
Because like
what? It's just because nobody's there. Like
no one's there. Yeah, exactly. It's you got to be in in one of 3 places basically if you want to like make a living off porn. It's number 1 is LA, number 2 is Florida in Miami specifically. And 3 is Vegas. Yeah. So and that's the order of how much porn is.
I didn't realize Miami was higher up on the chain.
It is. Yep. Then Vegas, definitely. They shoot a lot of porn in Florida.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just weather math. That's really all it is.
I've people have said because like my look and aesthetic apparently is really popular in Florida.
Okay.
The studios down
Interesting.
there. Yeah. And people have said, oh, why don't you go and film out there? And it's like LA is good enough for me.
Yeah.
So
what does it mean? Why is that aesthetic better in Miami?
It's all a lot of people misunderstand like getting into porn.
Yeah.
They think like, okay, you have to convince the company to hire you.
Yeah.
And the company doesn't give a shit for male talent. They don't give a fuck. So you have to convince the directors that you can
so
do
what
the
is
scene.
it about your aesthetic that is more
the directors out there like the tiny guys with big dicks.
Okay.
Who look really
That's
young.
I wanted you to just say it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I'm happy about it. Believe me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I love every part of me. I mean, that's
So what's the vibe? So you're basically like, let's call it typecast as like high school student who just falls sideways into pussy.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then
or
you
like
have to
very
act
nervous.
like you don't know
absolutely.
what's
going
gonna
to
happen.
Taught. or like you know, ad-libbing a whole scene where I'm super nervous. I've never kissed a girl. I've never touched her breasts.
Right. But you just have this crazy dick that doesn't make any sense. That's the vibe.
And then it's just, you know, whip it out and it's like,
Right.
oh wow, you know.
It's
nice.
that surprise scene. That,
yeah, exactly.
That from below scene.
No, the reveal is very important to me. I always got to get that reveal to come out. If it doesn't slap my stomach, and make a sound, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'll be
that's
like,
me.
fuck.
That's me privately. I like that moment too, but
Yep.
I didn't know that was that important.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you do it every day, it's like it's one of those things that's like now I look.
You're like,
it.
I gotta reshoot. We gotta reshoot.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Scene.
We gotta do the reveal again.
Did you get the slap in the room? No, we didn't get the slap. Let's come back. We gotta get it.
Exactly.
We gotta get the slap. That's great. Well, so what is this industry that you thought it wouldn't be, and what is it exactly that you thought it would be?
It's very clinical. It's a lot more clinical than I thought it'd be. It's not a giant party.
Yeah.
Like when I got into it, I thought, you know, it's like everyone's on set and everyone's having, you know, doing crazy drinking and drugs and like everyone's fucking crazy.
Now you were thinking that because you wanted it to be that, or
not
you were thinking that
but
because you were worried that it might be?
Not even worried. I just that was almost my expectation. Is that like, you know, because you think of porn and porn is just. It's crazy, you know.
Right, and that's still how they advertise this weekend.
Oh yeah, which to me is hilarious because no, it's not like that at all.
Right.
Not at all. It's like we're on set, and you know, sometimes you get those days where you know it's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
You really vibe with the female talent, but for the most part, you're there for the money.
Yeah.
You know, and so is the female talent. Like I feel like a lot of new male talent, it'll go to their head a little bit, like, oh yeah, I'm getting all this pussy. You know, I'm having so much fun. All these girls want to fuck me. It's like, yeah, but someone else is paying the bill for that.
Right.
You know, they're not doing it for free.
Right.
Like so, you know that, it's just it's a job. I guess at least where I'm at now, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd never do anything else, but it's work. You know?
Yeah. You would never do anything else, what were you saying?
Never do anything else. This is it.
Yeah.
That's why like I got.
You're just happy. You found it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why I got so quick into directing. I pushed really, really hard.
Because that's the next layer anyway.
Well, maybe. I mean, a lot of performers think they can be performers forever, and I'm a realist. You know,
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Yeah.
So, and I'm always playing the young kid.
Sure.
And my biggest fear is that in like 2-3 years, I'm gonna look fucking old.
Yeah.
You know, and then no one's gonna want to hire me.
You do have a Michael J. Fox vibe. I'm just.
Oh,
realizing.
interesting. That's right. Exactly.
I'm just realizing.
Well, yeah. Right. Oh, for sure. But yeah, so I thought, all right, I need to.
Do you think you're just gonna hit a wall and just become an old man overnight?
You don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
What if my dick breaks or something? Then what am I gonna fucking do? Like for real though. I mean, it's like there's literally one part of my body.
That's a smart thought.
Yeah, that like so. I mean, you never know.
Maybe it's gonna break. You think it's gonna break?
Have you seen like
Broken
Prince
dicks?
Joshua? Prince Joshua?
What happened? No.
He broke his dick twice. The girl was
Really?
riding. Yeah, there's video. Riding. She goes down
it.
and it just moved and snapped.
Yeah.
And he
fractured his penis.
Fractured his penis twice. He had surgery to repair it twice.
Ugh.
He's still in the industry, but like that can take you out.
Yeah.
Like entirely. Like because your dick is broken.
I did see one, and I don't know this guy's name. He had like a Josh Hartnett vibe, and I remember the first time I saw this video, and it looked like his dick was dislocated.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was like dislocated at his body.
Oh,
and I was
shit.
like, and it was just kind of floating.
Ooh, yeah.
And he could still work, but it was just
weird.
floating. And
That's
so
bizarre.
as a viewer, I couldn't get in.
Yeah,
get
what
into
the
it
fuck's going on?
because I was like too distracted by that.
Yeah. No, when you're jerking off, you don't want to be distracted by dick.
Right,
That's
and then he was out of the game for a while.
Yeah,
for
sure.
I think he's gone. I don't know what his name is. I think he's gone.
Well, you know what that actually tells me? I know what his problem was. His problem was he couldn't keep his dick hard.
Is that right?
Yep.
He was hard, but it was dislocated.
No, I mean, he might have had a big dick.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're not fully hard, it's going to bend a little bit.
Sure.
So it might look like it's fully hard.
No, it was like hard dick,
know.
but it was like going side to side.
I'd have to
I'm not
see.
saying
I'd
you're
have
wrong,
to check
right?
this dick out.
But I'm telling you what the thing was. It was like it wasn't connected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Or he snapped it at the base and nobody didn't tell anybody.
Oh, if he snapped
snap
it
in the middle.
If he snapped it, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's shit.
Like he might have known and then tried to keep working.
But I mean, like that's like trying to do Starbucks after you got kicked in the balls.
I wanted to see what this analogy was going to be.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking like a service industry thing. Like you're trying to listen on a headset and like take someone's order.
Yeah.
Right after getting kicked in the balls. Like there's no fucking way.
Right.
Like you're just gonna be on the ground crying.
Yeah.
It's like if your dick breaks, you're not gonna keep going.
I like where this is going.
Like, yeah, right. Oh man, but yeah. So I mean, you never know, and like
Wait, so you got the skinny on this. Let's
Yeah.
stay here. How many other people do you know that have broken their cocks?
not a whole lot because
Is there any ball damage that happens in this industry?
occasionally, but not like you would think. Not like
Not
horrible.
permanent.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, a girl is getting on you on your desk and maybe hits your balls a little bit. It
Yeah.
hurts, but it's like whatever. You keep going
Right.
after a couple
I'm
minutes.
just looking for like John Kruk type stories. Where like a camera drops on a dude's ball and now he's got one ball. You know, what I mean?
that
Like
would
just something
suck.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, there was a GIF. There was a GIF I saw. I don't know any of the people involved, but the girl was peeing on the guy
Yeah.
in a tub, a bathtub, and she's got on high heels.
Yeah.
So she's squatting over, and
don't
then
like where
she
this is going.
fucking falls.
Yeah.
And her heel goes right into the guy's balls,
Oh.
and then it's a GIF, so it
Yeah.
loops like that for
So
forever.
we don't, really, and
but
so we also don't know how
I
much
don't know.
damage.
I don't know. Yeah, he was probably not in the industry anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, high heels to your balls, like from like a foot
Yeah.
off the ground, like
Yeah.
full weight of
Yeah, it could go
someone.
right. It'll go right
Fuck,
through.
yeah,
It'll go right through a
that'll-
ball. Like,
yeah.
wait, that should be an expression. It goes through a ball like a knife through butter.
There you go. Right.
High
Exactly.
heel goes
That's
through
a
a
common
ball
porn saying.
like a knife through butter. I don't know who said that. That must have been the old porn philosopher. What's his name? Evan Morgan. No, it's not Evan Morgan, but that's Evan Stone.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
crammed them together because
Yeah,
they hang
yeah,
out
yeah,
together
right.
too much.
Gotcha.
So I gave him her last name. So I
That's funny.
apologize to Evan for that. That's actually wild. So what were you doing before you started doing porn then?
So I was a private investigator.
No shit.
In insurance claims. Yeah.
How
so
weird.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
How do you get into that?
Well, so I just cold called a bunch of Bay Area PI firms. and
This
was
is what
like,
you wanted to do.
I always wanted to do something in
You're just a
security.
guy who decides what you want to do, and then
I
you
just
just
do
go
it.
do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Exactly. And the craziest thing is that it always seems to work out for me, and
Right.
even I'm surprised by it a lot of the time because I never saw myself being a fucking porn star. I never
Sure.
saw myself being a private investigator.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been shit jobs that I've done along the way that aren't as interesting or stuff, but for the most part, when I see something, even now directing, when I see something that I want, I'm able to get it, and I'm always surprised at that.
No shit. So I mean, is there anything that you've bumped into that you haven't been able to get
No,
at all?
I can't. Well, okay, so I wasn't always this, small little white guy. There was a time where I was a little more in shape, and
Yeah. So you've deliberately to fill this lane, you've changed your body type.
Oh
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
I don't work out or anything like
So
that.
you're
I-
deliberately
yeah,
trying to
'cause
drop down so that you
I-
can be this thing.
Exactly. Like a lot of people say that the dad bod is in. I say
Right.
I have like a boy bod
Right.
because I'm not like ripped.
Yeah.
I'm super slim.
And how tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah.
So I mean I'm short. So yeah, my whole aesthetic right now is manufactured to be for this
Yeah.
role.
Were you now at 5'6"? People talk about this on stage a lot.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's like, did you find it hard to get dates at your height?
Absolutely.
Before.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Height is and it's an interesting thing. Not to go too far into it, but it's a very other than a couple other things, it's very high on what women want.
Yeah.
Is the height thing.
And it's like it's because of more of like an embarrassment factor.
I think it's more of a feeling safe factor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Than,
guess
than
that's the better way to
embarrassment.
say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is taller men makes generally most women feel safe. There's actually a really interesting study about this. It was like 700 couples were surveyed to
Yeah.
see like what the height variation
Yeah.
difference was, men and women, and in all but one was the woman or the man taller than the women.
Yeah.
So in 699 women was
Yeah.
shorter than the man, and so it's an interesting thing of evolution or whatever it is that makes it work out like that.
Yeah.
Is
this like this physical provider vibe?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's why porn has been so liberating to me. Is you have like the people nowadays who can't get laid at all and
Yeah.
shit like that. And even a couple years ago, before I was doing porn, I wasn't having a whole lot of sex. And as a guy, you're kind of driven by your dick.
Yeah.
You know, you're chasing that pussy all the time. And since I've been in porn, I can think like a normal person. I'm not always thinking with my dick.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like liberated
Yeah.
from that that animalistic desire
I like
that
this perspective.
I used to have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I you know, probably if I went like a month without having sex, it would come back.
Yeah.
But I work so much that, you know, when I'm with a girl or, you know, talking, I'm not thinking with my cock. I'm just talking, you know, like.
Yeah.
So.
There's this is a thing I finally found in my late 20s and 30s, where I would sort of cut a rule that is like, if I haven't gotten what I was going after by 2 a.m. and go home, because you're just going to chase that thing throughout the night.
For sure.
And it was, a lot of it had to do with sex and women and just, you know, just chasing this thing that it's like, look, if you couldn't accomplish it in this period of time, there's no overtime.
Absolutely.
And then so into my 30s and sort of like figuring out my body and figuring out like who I attract and what I attract and sort of focusing on those things has made me be a much like better decision maker.
Yeah.
And then also I've been using my dog as a cheat for years, because I don't want to go to somebody else's house and then have to trek home. New York City, like you could be 2 hours away from your house by the time you're done.
Yep.
So it's like, home court advantage always. Like
right.
if it's gonna happen, you got to come to my house, and I'll use my dog to that sort of like the extra layer of like cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, man, it really is. You do become a different, and it's part of it's getting older. Part of it's like figuring out how to do what you love.
Yep.
Because if you do what you love, especially in entertainment, you can find a way to get laid.
Absolutely.
And then the value goes down.
Yep, for sure. Definitely.
Because it's what you said. It's like it's not a need anymore.
No.
It's a luxury.
Exactly.
And so if it is a luxury, it's like you would rather do it in the best possible circumstance, not the worst possible circumstance.
Absolutely. And also, you know, I fuck enough for my job.
Right.
You know, I don't need to fuck everyone off camera. Usually I'm working at least every other day per month. I mean, I work 15 to 20 scenes.
Yeah.
Now that I'm directing, I mean...
You directing yourself, or you directing mostly others?
No, for Team Skeet.
Yeah.
So for a mainstream company.
So, but none of them is you, or you...
No, I mean...
When you direct, are you in the scene?
Oh, yes, yeah, sorry about... Yeah, it's POV. So
okay.
I'm the talent for it. Yeah, I film it myself, you know, shooting down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, so there you go, too. I mean, I'm shooting 6 per month just for them.
Right.
And that's on top of the, you know, 15 to 20 scenes I do regularly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So the last thing I want to do after fucking all day is find someone else to fuck.
Yeah,
because I know I'm fucking tomorrow, too.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah.
No, I get that. Yeah, I dig that vibe. So that's cool. So, so I don't know why we skipped over the private investigator.
Oh no, it's fine. We can go back
No,
to it.
because I want to hear this. So it's like, you where were you that you decided you wanted that? You said you wanted security.
Yeah. I wanted to be in the military, and I wanted to be a police officer.
And what happened to that?
So I have congenitally, I'm half deaf. I can't hear on my left ear at all.
Wow.
My pierced ear is completely nothing.
Okay.
So I never really...
Your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life. Yeah.
When
like
did you find out?
I think I want to say around 9 or 10.
Okay.
Because it was later on in life.
Because I hear this a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, I had no frame of reference.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no one said, like, you know, I had no concept of hearing.
There's a popular comedian who's got like 10% hearing.
Oh, shit.
And he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Until like almost like high school. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
But like, I mean, didn't you got the beeps in the ears thing, right?
I must have at some point. I mean, that must have been around the time when they figured it out. I know I was having a hard time hearing people who were on my left, but I just never really kicked in. Like, it's not normal.
Yeah, it's not a thing that like people. It's not like the first solution.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, I don't know why it never occurred to me that obviously being in the military or police officer, that's completely off the table.
It DQs you?
Huh?
If you have bad hearing, it DQs you from.
Absolutely, because if you don't have stereo hearing, so two audio sources, you can't tell direction of sound.
I see.
So if I'm a cop, you know, and someone starts shooting, I don't know where that's coming from. I could just run. I could be running away, and someone's got a video. You know, it's like, look at this cop running away from the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to run towards it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
you could never pass the physical for either of those things.
well, even if I could, I'd be putting other people's lives at
I
risk.
see.
You know what I mean? So, because I had a friend who was also half deaf, and he got into the military
Sure.
just by randomly hitting the button a couple times on that ear, and
No
I
shit.
guess it was enough to pass because he got in. I was like, I can't fucking do that because
Yeah.
like, you know.
So he just kept it under wraps.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
So,
do you have another friend that's half deaf? Sorry,
I don't know. I don't even fucking know. And it was left ear too. In the left ear.
Is there like
Yeah,
is there a crew we need to know about for the other half deaf people
yeah,
listening
exactly.
right now?
I know. What the fuck? I don't even know. That's what's so bizarre. But yeah, so anyway, so I was like, I want to do something security.
Yeah.
What can I do? So private investigator.
Yeah.
So San Francisco private investigator. You know, there were like I think 15 firms or whatever, and I called them all.
And you were just like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I was like, I want to be a private
I have
investigator.
no
I
experience.
have no experience.
Can you teach
yeah,
me?
can you teach me how to do this?
I'll take whatever money.
Yep. And one guy was like, you know what? You got balls for
Yeah.
calling me up and saying that.
Yeah.
Because he even said, said, look, this is a stack of applications on my desk. This is when he invited me for an interview. These are all ex-military,
Yeah.
ex-cops. You
Yeah.
know, they all want to do this. But I'm taking you.
Because who the fuck do
Yeah.
you think you are to call me?
Right, exactly. Well, and also, you know, his other reasoning, too, was it's easier to teach a guy from square one
Sure.
than it is, like,
Somebody with a preconceived idea.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, so it was a little bit of
Interesting.
everything, but no, it worked out great for me. So, yep, insurance claims.
No shit. So what was your main thing was your vibe to catch? Were you working for the insurance company?
Yeah, the
To catch
insurance.
shitty people
Yeah, the claims
from
adjusters.
from
Yeah, would
being
hire us.
fraudful.
Yep, exactly.
Interesting. And then
And-
what was like borderline baseline case?
Okay, so it would be like someone with a total back injury. They can't lift more than 10 pounds. This is where they're going to see their doctor at
Yeah.
this time. This is their general description. You need to go wait outside the doctor's office, find this person, find where they're living, and follow them for 3 days.
Just watch him, see
Yeah.
what kind of shit he's getting into.
Exactly.
And
so,
how many of these people are bullshit?
You know, that's a hard thing that like I look at later on being done with it all is like the problem with any injuries is you'd have good days or bad days.
Sure.
Like was I
Especially a
catching
back.
That's what yeah, exactly. Was I catching someone on a good day or a bad
Right.
day? You know, so it's kind of it's fucked up. You know, I'm not like proud of it all because there were, you know, video that I turned in that it could have been just a guy was feeling really great that day
Yeah.
and he was lifting something out of the car and it didn't hurt him and you know, the next day he couldn't move or something like
Right.
that and I wasn't there to catch him not moving the next day, you know. So
Right.
yeah. So it was kind of fucked up, but it was fun. I liked it. you
Yeah.
know, like
But what was the initial like high in catching liars?
is like so it's 90 probably 97-98% not doing anything.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting in your car like watching a door.
And that's good.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean it's not it's boring as fuck. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm asking, yeah.
It's terrible.
Right.
But so I'm setting the scene here.
Okay.
So the scene is you're sitting around for 8 fucking hours
Yeah.
and you've got to pee and it's like, all right, I'm almost done with this thing. You know, I gotta get driving back home, and then the fucking door opens and the guy
Right.
gets into his car and it's like, oh yeah, it's on now.
Yeah.
Now I get to follow this motherfucker.
Right.
And it's fun. That's where you get the high
Yeah.
anxiety, and then he gets
That's
on
the
the
part they
freeway
don't
and he's
show
going,
in the
and you're
stakeouts
trying
as
to
much.
yeah exactly. You're trying to follow him without him noticing, and you
Yeah.
keep feeling his eyes in the rear view mirror. So
Yeah.
you're pulling back a little further, and I mean it's so much fun
Yeah.
when you're actually engaged.
Right.
But 97% of the time you're not doing shit.
Have you been seen in the rear view and then like something weird happens afterwards?
So we generally call that getting burned,
Sure.
and I never got burned.
Never?
Yeah, because I always felt like it was because I look so young.
Yeah.
I don't look
You
like
don't look like a
someone.
cop.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. I definitely don't look like someone who's a weird person. The guy who trained me was an old dude with glasses.
Yeah.
And we all use video cameras to film. So I mean, there were times where he'd be at parks
Yeah.
and the cops would get called because there's this weird dude with old
Yeah.
dude with glasses, like
he
looks
feels like
like
a
a kind of
pedophile.
pedophile.
Yeah.
He's got a big ass fucking camera.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
And then what happens in the cop shop? You just show them your PI license, or what's the thing?
I mean, generally, if that happens, you're fucked. You've just ruined the case.
Oh,
because you got to be done. essentially, because now the person's on high alert because they already know someone weird was in the area.
Yeah.
So you can't get someone else out there.
Right.
Because they're gonna be like, oh, there's another weird
Well, what
person.
if the cops call on you, but it's not the guy? And it's not the guy.
I mean, it's generally, if you do your job right, you should never have the cops called on you.
Got it.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like it's tough because like then your neighbors are on high alert, and so the cops come out, and then they're like, oh, you know, this guy can be here, and then he's still outside,
Right.
like that, and
Right.
you're like, and then you're calling, you're
see.
like, well, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
like,
right.
you know what? So no,
Yeah, I get it.
if the cops come out and talk to you, you're not going to get arrested or anything.
Right.
They'll, you know, they'll in some places that were dangerous, I would call the cops ahead of time and say, hey, look, I'm a private investigator.
shit.
This is the street I'm at. This is the crossroads, and I'm going to be there all day.
Right.
If anything happens and I call 911, this is where I'm at because that would be for my safety.
Yeah, is there? Because that's the other one. Is like if when you follow somebody, you're like, I'm just driving regular, and I'm liable for somebody like trying to get out of the car and fight me because the roads have gotten crazy.
Oh yeah,
now.
no doubt.
So
Yeah.
you follow somebody, and like they want to hop out and like fuck with you.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
like
mean that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean any of that could happen. Luckily, it never happened to me. It never happened to anyone I knew.
Yeah.
I think the most dangerous story I heard from a guy when I was a PI was we have tinted windows, and there was a guy who really liked to smoke, and so he had his windows down a little bit.
Yeah.
He was smoking a cigarette. Bad area. A dude walks up and says, "Hey man, you got a light?" And he says, "Oh yeah, sure." He reaches over, he looks back, and the guy's got a gun right in his face.
Just through the
you
crack.
know, and so robbed him.
Yeah.
You know, but
not related to the case.
not related to the case. Just
Yeah.
a guy who was like,
Likes
I'm fucking
robbing
this
people.
guy. Yeah, exactly. Like this is happening.
Just a dude who likes
Yeah,
robbing.
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's not even case related. Honestly.
no,
that could happen.
exactly.
That could happen in any situation.
Absolutely. And that's why I like because one of my supervisors had a CCW, which is concealed carry weapon.
Yeah.
There's no reason for a PI to have a gun because if you do your job right, no one knows you've been there. You know, if you're a shitty PI, you have a gun. Why do you need a fucking gun?
Right.
You know, you're not there to engage with anyone.
Right.
This
is why
complete
PI
opposite.
movies are way different. Is
Yeah.
because you kind of have to be a shitty PI in movies for anything to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. You got to have an ankle gun
It's true. Yeah, exactly.
because you suck at your job.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
really funny. That's really funny. I guess that's a lot of them, right? What are the popular PI like if Inspector Gadget was a investigator,
I
right?
guess he was a detective. Yeah, like
Right.
yeah. I think I never watched it, but
He
like
was always,
Magnum
fake
PI,
undercover. Yeah, Magnum PI,
yeah.
right?
I think was one.
They always
like,
got into shenanigans.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a Clint Eastwood one or some shit?
Maybe.
I feel like.
I don't know
But
if he
anyway-
ever did TV. I know he did movies, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. And then I saw one. You ever see this thing called it's an amnesia movie with Dana Carvey, and he's a private investigator.
Oh, that movie was like so critically panned. Master of Detective, right?
No.
Oh,
way
no.
before that.
Okay.
Actually. I don't remember what it's called now, but it was
Fuck.
one of my favorite movies.
Oh shit.
How dumb that I don't remember it.
Damn.
But yeah,
No,
he was
I
an
blanked on
investigator
shit.
that got amnesia, and then it was dumb because it's
damn.
Dana Carvey.
Right.
And then
right.
he had a dog who had one eye, so he had spatial awareness.
Okay.
problems.
Yeah. Right.
And then, but then he had to solve his own like private investigation things like twice because he had amnesia.
That's funny.
Anyway,
That's
it's
funny.
dumb. Clean Slate. It's called Clean Slate.
Oh, okay,
Go
I'll
check
have
it
to
out.
look
It's a great
that up.
movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. It's
definitely.
called Clean Slate. I still have it on VHS somewhere, but I don't have a VHS player.
Yeah.
So you never saw Inspector Gadget. What did you grow up with? What were your
No,
cartoons?
I did see Inspector
It just
Gadget.
wasn't your
yeah.
thing?
No. I mean, I watched it.
Yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot of it, but
It was
yeah.
just, all I remember is
Go
Gadget,
Gadget,
arm,
whatever,
and then
yeah, and,
robot
like,
man with
helicopter.
a claw.
Yeah, that's
Did
right,
the
that's
thing,
right,
Oh,
yeah.
there's a blonde girl that was solving the crimes for
Yep.
him.
And wasn't there a dog? I think there was a dog.
It was always
yeah.
a dog. You
Yeah.
gotta have a
Right.
dog. And
Right.
The dog's always smarter than the investigator.
Of course. Yeah.
These are the key components of investigative movies.
Exactly.
I wonder, have you shot an investigator porn? This seems like a fun,
I haven't.
because it's like because you're
I could.
spying.
Yeah,
You're already peeping Tomming, right?
Yeah.
So it may as well become this thing where you get caught and then you know.
I
so
could do something like that.
So your vibe would be you got caught and then the only way that she's not going to tell is if
Right.
she blows you.
Yeah.
She-
Exactly.
You
Right.
have to let me
right,
suck
right.
your dick,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I'm going to tell somebody.
Exactly.
This is a fun one. I'm ready.
Or yeah, or
writing
even
this one in my head right now.
something like this. You know,
You're the expert. Go for
You're
it.
right. Okay, so you have the guy watching in the car, and,
Yep.
and the woman's peeking through the blinds and shit. She's like, "Oh, that motherfucker." And then she goes outside and she, knocks on the window.
Yep.
And is like, my husband hired you,
Right.
huh? Like, he thinks I'm cheating.
Right.
You know what? Fuck him.
Right.
I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
something. Why don't you come in right now? Bring your camera.
I like this.
And then, the PI fucks the...
Right, he fucks her,
yeah,
and then now
yeah,
there's the
and
ethical dilemma. Is all
Not even an ethical dilemma.
he's
Then
just a fucker.
No, I mean, well, so he fucks her, films it, and then
Gives
turns
it
it
to the
into the
client?
husband. And hey, your wife is cheating on you. Here you go.
She's the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
There
just
you
a
go.
random guy
Done.
walking by. and
Done.
she
That's a
fucking-
scene.
That is
That's
a
a
good scene.
scene.
That is a good scene. I like that one. I like that one. But on some level, I feel like he has to. For some reason, guys, we like this like simulated like rape thing. Like we're
Right.
like no. Like I have this. Like I'm not gonna. And then but she's so sexy that you can't not fuck her. It's like that vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember seeing a sauna scene like this where he's like a guy's in the sauna with his girl.
Yeah.
And there's just a girl who wants to fuck this guy for no reason, and so she's just stripping, and then his sauna girlfriend falls asleep.
Yep.
And then she just wakes up to him fuck. He's like, I could. And I think I think his scene was like, oh, but it feels so good. It was the weirdest.
Oh my god, that's so
But
funny.
it's one of the funniest ones. I really think that we need to combine porn and comedy. It's
Oh yeah,
it's been waiting around for a long time.
I totally agree. Yeah.
And it hasn't ever hit the way it's supposed to. But
Yep,
it
yep,
needs
yep.
to happen.
No, I agree. I mean, it's already funny, like on set, the amount of shit that's cut from the main product because you can't have that, like all the giggles and we're all laughing and there's an inside joke that we're all telling all day. I mean, that's how porn is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love it. I mean, it is comedy's directly involved in porn production.
Yeah, there are some of these BTS things that,
Yep.
and I think we're getting to this place where all that content is more like in demand. Like
Absolutely. Oh, it is. Yeah.
You saw this one with the
Totally.
feeding the pizza or whatever it was, something like this.
I don't know that one. Can you?
Somebody's in the scene. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say who the people are. 'Cause
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
my-
No,
not
it's
my-
fine. It's fine.
But it's cameraman's in the scene. The guy's fucking the girl, but it's doggy style. She's got her
Okay.
back turned, so he like leans over.
Oh,
He's the cameraman's eating pizza or something.
I did see that.
And he leans over and feeds it to the guy, and then the girl turns around and catches him.
Right.
Which
Right.
obviously, probably most people are in the joke, but it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a fun scene.
No, definitely.
But I think the more demand for that stuff,
Yeah. Well,
the more it's going to become that's the stuff.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. And I mean, the interesting thing is that I'll get like my GH5 or whatever, and I'll film on it, and people don't want this high a production.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even
fine
for
with
my
iPhone.
art, it's like I'll put these videos out and I'll look at what everybody else is getting. People get 1 million hits, and it's like low quality video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so to me, I feel like the polish
audience
is what
doesn't know
people
the
are
difference.
done. Well, I think it's they see it too much, so
Yeah.
they want something they haven't seen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like when you're watching a scene versus like a shitty iPhone thing in
Yeah.
a poorly lit bedroom, I can see every angle perfectly lit
Yeah.
1,000,000 fucking times,
Right.
but I can't see that bedroom that's poorly lit with those two people.
And I think it's the same element of the POV or like the chatterbait thing. Like it took me a long time to figure out like the masturbation, that whole thing. I wasn't into it as a viewer,
Right.
and then I started hooking up with a girl who lived far away, and that's
Okay.
literally how we had sex.
Oh,
is
that's
we would just
awesome.
like Snapchat each other.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden we break up, and then this is like reminiscent of my sex life, and now it makes
sure.
sense to just like watch a girl masturbate.
Yeah.
So I think it seems like the people that I know that are young, that watch porn, they're really into the amateur thing. And
Absolutely.
it's because
Yep.
it's like it's the closest thing to their generation. It's just
Yep.
like it's like girls sending them nudes in their bedroom.
Totally. No, that's so true. Yep.
And so it's like, but old school, we want a big production.
Yeah, exactly.
We want the hair. We want like I don't go back this far, but we
Yeah.
want the perm.
Oh, jeez.
We
Yeah.
want the full bush.
Right.
Whatever the
Oh,
things
fuck
are.
that,
But like
yeah.
all the makeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think the cell phone thing is just reminiscent of like we all want to be in the scene in our heads
for
when
sure.
we're jerking off. So
Yep.
it's like he's in the scene because it's on the cell phone.
Yep.
That could be his dick.
Exactly.
That's where the POV thing came from, right?
For sure.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to shoot?
POV.
Yeah.
Any kind of POV.
Because
Because it's easy for me. I mean, I got to think about it a lot when I'm filming and my face is in it. Like, you don't want to make a stupid face while
Right.
you're fucking or anything like that. And then same with the acting. If like I'm supposed to be a nervous virgin,
Right.
if I'm taking that through, You know, I've got to look like a nervous virgin.
Right. It's hard to fuck good and be a nervous virgin.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
weird.
Exactly. So I mean, when I'm filming POV, I can be the nervous virgin.
By the way, sorry to cut you off. Do you have quote fans that are trying to fuck you and want you to fulfill that role? Have you had this make its way into your regular bedroom?
What the nervous virgin?
The nervous virgin.
No,
have you had to be the nervous virgin to somebody to fulfill their fantasy?
Never outside of a porn set.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Like no, never outside of a porn set.
If somebody wanted that, would you do it?
No,
You
unless they were like. Unless I really, really wanted to fuck them, I'd be like, no, that's fucking. You know
stupid.
what? Why don't you pay my
Fuck
rate?
me, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You can pay my rate, and I'll do whatever you want. I'll call you whatever you want. You know,
Right.
I'll act the way you want me to. Otherwise, I don't got time for that.
I
You know what I mean?
that,
It's
yeah.
like I don't have time for the chase. If
Yeah.
someone wants to fuck or something like that, it's just like, hey, come fuck me. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, yeah.
that's interesting. Do you find it hard? Do you date at all?
I don't. No.
Because what do you think? So as a guy, it's like we've removed the need to get sex because you're getting sex, which is
Right.
the main component of dating.
Definitely.
Do you find? I find that, and not to blow up anybody's spot, but I find that people that I make friends with in this industry that are women, who I don't have a sexual relationship with, then I end up being their sort of like. Sometimes I'll end up being their boyfriend crutch kind of thing, where it's
Okay.
like we're all of these things
Yeah.
without the sex,
Right.
Because it seems like because they don't have that, so it's
Oh,
like
interesting.
I start to accidentally fulfill that role.
Right.
Which is, I'm getting the worst side, obviously.
Yeah.
but so
No doubt.
so what's interesting is, so as a dude, you don't feel the need to have the other component.
No, not at
We
all.
got what we wanted.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
fucking.
that's the thing too. Is like, I mean, I always say like, my 16-year-old self would be so fucking jealous if
Right.
he saw where I was right now. I fuck all the time.
Yep.
I make a lot of money, and when I'm not doing that, I'm playing video games on my computer.
Right.
You know
You're
what I mean?
living the dream.
I do everything I
Yeah.
want. If I want to just sit around and watch Netflix all day, if I got a day off, I can do that.
Yeah.
No, I got no one complaining like, hey, why don't we hang out? Why don't you go out? And like, no, I'm just gonna do what I like.
Yeah.
Today I'm gonna play
I think that's
10 hours of Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it was interesting that I didn't realize you were going to use that in reference to having a girlfriend, that you wouldn't be able to do those things, which maybe is true.
Well, I mean, I just wouldn't have time for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not even like a woman nag kind of thing, but like a woman. I mean, that relationships take work. You got to
Sure.
spend time with the person. You got to do what they want.
Every time I think I have you
Sometimes,
cornered
yeah.
into saying something, that you very eloquently talk your way out, which I
Right,
which I
right, for
and now that
sure.
you're talking your way out, this is how you feel.
No,
It's great.
exactly.
You're great.
But no, so I mean, like, yeah, it's no, I mean, and yeah, I wouldn't have time for it. And I tried to date twice to be clear. Like
You tried to date in or
in
out?
the industry.
You
Yeah,
tried to date
yeah.
in the industry.
I did, yeah, twice. I dated 2 performers, and
What was the ultimate failure?
was not. I think it was not spending enough time and fucking other people.
Yeah.
Was always it always
So then you may as
Even
well
though-
have dated somebody out of the industry because
Yeah,
you would end up
exactly.
in that same problem.
for sure. And you'd think that a performer would care less about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You would
Because
think that.
because yeah, I mean they're fucking people too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Who, my girlfriend has sex with. I
Yeah.
even I even said at the time when I was dating these girls, like, for shooting content, I've been doing video work for a while. I'll shoot anyone
Sure.
you want, fucking
Yeah.
you. You're my girlfriend. I don't care.
Yeah.
But no, it's just it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing with women, I think, and
Yeah.
and that and yeah. So
Something about there's something that societally we're encouraging
mhm.
with women in jealousy. Because as
Yeah.
guys and as a guy who's had an open relationship before and has removed that element. I've removed the element, and I've also now I'm on the other side of the thing where also, like, if we're together and you cheat, that's obviously the end, but
Right.
it's not. You're not hurting me like
No.
like deep down.
Yeah.
That you were going to do this thing.
Yeah.
And and now it's over
Right.
because we didn't communicate about it, especially
sure.
because you could have had an open door.
Yeah.
But so somehow I figured out how to remove the jealousy thing. But I do find it hard, and I do find it interesting when I see people, because I'll see people in this industry
Right.
that'll quit the industry for a period of time, or they'll go and they'll only do certain types of scenes because they're in a relationship.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's the same vibe when somebody asks me, like, if I do my comedy in front of my parents. It's like,
Right.
yes, because they're my parents and they accept me.
For sure.
So if you're not getting to that place with a relationship
Mm-hmm.
where you're dating somebody who accepts what you do and who you are, then you're doing the whole thing wrong.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I like I said, it takes. I feel like in terms of the amount of time I have for everything I do is I either have to have a relationship or I have to be a part-time performer.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
married. I'm married to my work. You
Right.
know? So I can't be a good boyfriend who's there all the time. 80% of my day is work, and the other 30%. Has got to be kind of decompressing.
Yeah.
And relationships are hard.
I'm not going to check your math there. What did
Yeah. Oh, dude, well, hey, I'm a whore, not a mathematician.
You've been very eloquent up to this point. Like I said,
Right.
I'm not gonna poke you in the eye on this. Okay, so the directorial stuff. What do you look to the movements in this industry? What are you like? What are you projecting, and where do you think you're gonna be a couple years down the line? Let's say your dick breaks. Let's say, let's say you wake up old.
Yeah, right. Well, I think where I want to go is shooting more, not necessarily cinematics of other people, but doing more POV. And as talent, I work a lot for VR, which is like where you're kind of just a floating body with no head. The camera's positioned right in front of your face. Yeah. And you don't breathe, you don't talk, you don't interact at all with the female talent. You're just quiet.
How does the VR work? Because with VR you have to have sort of everything covered, just in case, right?
It depends. So you have equirectangular, which is full 360, and you have stereoscopic, which is the 180. Okay. And stereoscopic gives you depth of field because it has two lenses side by side. Okay. With usually a 220 field of view that you cut to 180. Okay. So what I'm really passionate about is filming VR, and I want to be a director for a VR company.
But
so
as the consumer, when I get in that scene, can I do whatever I want?
You can look wherever you want as long as it's within 180 degrees of where that camera was positioned.
So I can fake be a director.
Well, I mean,
of what I want to see.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, you got what's going on screen. But yeah, I mean, if you want to look up at her face and her tits, you can look it up at her face or tits if you want to look at her.
So these are mostly masturbation scenes, or what are these?
No, it's full boy girl.
It is.
So yeah, full scene.
So guy. So when you're in the thing, you're not the. So when I watch, am I watching? I am the talent.
You are the talent.
So I'm fake POV.
Right, exactly, because you're not actually doing anything, but you've got the thing on, and it looks like when you look down, you're looking at the male talent's body doing what the male talent did.
Okay, so it is.
But it's like you feel like you're that person,
like,
you know,
from a sensory perspective.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yep. It's like the hand experiment where they have the hand and then they touch it with a fake hand and then hit it with a hammer and everyone feels the sensation of it's yeah.
Okay, and then also there's the other one where I think if you lose a limb, you still feel that limb for a long time.
The phantom limb, or phantom pain.
I guess that might be a different piece of the brain, but
right.
I get what you're saying.
But yeah, exactly. Is your brain when it sees stuff, it's very weird with perception. And
it wants to fill in the blanks whenever it can.
Right, exactly. And so if it's looking and it sees you're fucking this woman, I would assume that it would feel a lot like fucking her too, you know, because you'd just be kind of tricking yourself.
Yeah. Well, you would get all of the
visual perception
and the ego stuff and all of the things of whatever we get.
Oh, for sure.
Except for the physical simulation, but then you just fake it.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Reverse
just
your hand or
jerk
whatever.
off, or whatever. Right, exactly, no doubt.
The thing is.
Yeah.
Or I guess at that point, I guess if you're that deep into the game, you got some other stuff. You probably got a pulsating pussy.
Oh, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, those things are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. No, I highly recommend if everyone can buy a fleshlight.
I didn't even think of this. This would be a fun job to just review fake pussies.
Yeah, for sure.
And just unboxing.
I would
be fun.
I would be willing to take on that responsibility. For all of mankind.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think that's my new lane.
There you go.
I got all the equipment.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
saying, fuck this. But then
Yeah.
But then I got to come up with Facebook friendly content for that.
Oh wow, that'll be fun.
Be weird.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It'd be a testament towards blurring.
No kidding.
All right, how do we follow you on the web? How do we pay for your porn? All these things. All these
Sure.
important
Yeah,
things.
you can. I mean, I'm on 2 places. Alex Jett XXX on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's Jett with 2 T's. And then alexjett.com.
Okay.
And
no Instagram, nothing. Just
nah. I mean,
not into
everyone
it?
wants to see my penis. No one wants to see my face.
all right. That's
Yeah.
a man who knows what the fans are into.
Right.
So check him out. We're also we're on iTunes, Google Play, whatever platform you're on. We're on the other one. If you happen to switch, we got some fun content today on YouTube. Alex and Nathan did a little lamp challenge, which is weird. So check out all those things. Check him out. Check us out. Check out the Patreon. We're gonna try to figure out what you guys specifically want to see. Thank you to my guest, Alex Jett.
Definitely.
I'll take that.
Pleasure.
And yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching.